has revealed that they were found decomposed. This is Betsy with bloating on her face and mummification in her hands and feet. Hackman had the same signs of decomposition as his wife. Now, mummification occurs when a person's skin and tissues are preserved after their death. It's associated with ancient Egyptians wrapping their corpses of pharaohs in bandages, but it can also be achieved if a body is left in a place with cold, dry air where bacteria struggles to grow. And Santa Fe, New Mexico is known to enjoy such a climate during winter. So two maintenance workers called Roland Lowe and Jesse Kessler discovered the bodies and at the luxurious Santa Fe mansion. This was Wednesday, 1:46. The identities were not released for nearly 12 hours, with details of how the couple were found now offering a possible explanation for the delay. So these maintenance guys told investigators they hadn't seen them for 2 weeks. Both appear to have been dead for some time. A detective noted in the search warrant that the death of the two deceased individuals would be suspicious enough in nature to require a thorough search and investigation. So Betsy was discovered lying on the bathroom floor of the couple's home on her right side with an open prescription bottle of pills scattered across a nearby countertop. No indication has been given as to what the pills were and whether they had been prescribed to Gene or his wife. A space heater. This gets even more and more bizarre. A space heater was found next to her head, which investigators believe may have fallen. Gene was found in a mudroom of the couple's kitchen. Police first spotted his legs on the ground in what appeared to be a mudroom. He was fully clothed in grey sweatpants, a blue in-color long-sleeve t-shirt, brown slippers. His sunglasses and walking cane were found next to his body, suggesting he may have died of a sudden fall. So let's get this straight. He dies of a sudden fall. Yeah. He suddenly dies of a sudden fall. She reaches for the pills and unalives herself because she's grieving.
She goes, oh my God, I cannot cope without him. She reaches for them. Then the space heater falls off the top cabinet, falls onto her, and then the pills are strewn everywhere. I mean, come on.
No, Jen, the heater must have hit the dog.
As well.
It must have hit the dog. How else could the dog have gone?
The dog was in the wardrobe. That's what's even more bizarre about it.
The dog was in the wardrobe.
Yeah.
What? Locked in the wardrobe. Locked in the wardrobe.
I don't know if it was locked or not. I read this morning the dog was found in the wardrobe, deceased. Yeah, it's all kinds of crazy, and they can't turn around and say there was no foul play when the situation is just super bizarre. It does. And I was reading the comments. Then it does sound from Anna Key. Where she said, what's the space heater and pill scatters gives setup vibes. And 100%, that's what I would say. If you were going to make something look like unaliving, self-unaliving, then you would do the whole, they took too many of them and passed out. But I think there was a lot of rumors circulating that they did it together and it was a pact. But that wouldn't be where their bodies would be, would it? If it was, a group unaliving. Sorry, I'm trying to get the termination right for YouTube. The group unaliving between the pair, a pact, they would be tucked up in bed, like hugging each other. They wouldn't be positioned all over the house. And it's just so bizarre. It's crazy.
Have you ever played Cluedo, Jen?
Cluedo is my favorite game. Scarlett.
Well, Mrs. Scarlett with the candelabrum hit
candelabra.
Hit him in the head in the library. It's one of them, isn't it? A lot of people are putting all kinds of guesses. The dog OD'd on the pills after both of them were gone. The depressed dog. Did the dog eat the pills? Dead dog in the bathroom cupboard. put your suggestions in the chat as to what has happened here, because this just does not make any. The dog did it. Also, the car was running in the garage and the front door was open. This does not make any sense at all. I have never heard of anything more suspicious. Someone being found unalive. This is off the scale of suspicious.
There's going to be some connection that comes out, which will explain it all to do with money, because that's what it always is.
Well, often there's the theory that they're worth more dead than alive. And there's the theory that, sometimes insurance is involved in these things, but that's usually the partner. But if the partner's gone again as well, that doesn't make sense either. So I'm just confounded with this one. Let me keep going then. Cool. So Gene's sunglasses and walking cane were found next to him, suggesting he may have died of a sudden fall. Betsy was wearing dark grey sweatpants and a light-coloured sweatshirt. Firefighters were called, but there was no signs of a gas leak. Gene's daughter Elizabeth had speculated earlier on Thursday that her father and stepmother may have been done in by a carbon monoxide leak. One of the dogs, the German Shepherd, was found dead about 10 to 15 feet away from Betsy in a closet just off the bathroom. Early reports had suggested the animal was found dead in a kennel, but the couple's other two dogs were found unharmed. One of the surviving dogs was found alive close to Betsy's body, with a second dog roaming the property. The couple's front door was open, and there were no signs of forced entry. The sheriff's department said there is no suggestion of foul play, but that investigation is ongoing. This is really weird.
It's really bizarre, yeah.
And then there's another article come out about the 911 call. So the 911 call reveals distressing moments when Gene and Betsy were found. A frantic male caller is heard telling the dispatcher that he has found two bodies which are not moving while pleading for help at the actor's compound in Santa Fe. TMZ reported that the caller, whose identity was redacted, was emotional and repeatedly exclaimed, "Damn," while sniffing away tears. Disturbingly, the caller, believed to be one of the two maintenance men, was unclear if they had stumbled across one or two bodies. What? A dispatcher can be heard asking the caller for details about the patients. The caller was unable to give details on Hackman or Betsy's ages or genders. He can be heard saying there was no movement coming from inside the house. He was standing outside looking through a window while making the 911 call. And investigators now fear that Gene and Betsy may have been laying dead in the house for 2 weeks.
Right, quick question here. Why two? Like, I'm sorry, who didn't check on them for 2 weeks? They have children, right? I don't know, obviously, where they are geographically, but if you couldn't get hold of your parents after a few days, you'd be going checking on them. That's really bizarre.
Well, they had gone to somewhere that was really remote, like from California. I wonder if their offspring stayed in California. And he's known to be very reclusive. So you would think that some kind of contact through social or phones or whatever, would have been made. But it just seems that they obviously don't maintain contact regularly with the kids for it to get to this stage. Yeah. I mean, I go weeks if I was speaking to my parents and stuff like that. So it's not too unusual.
I speak to my mum at least once, twice a week. So yeah, that would be really, really unusual for me. So
and the way Ziggy's going, sleeping in your armpit and rolling away from me at night when I'm trying to give him a cuddle.
Yeah.
Ziggy's going to be speaking to you every day of his life.
You better believe I'll be vetting all his girlfriends or boyfriends, whatever he chooses. When that comes around, I'll be doing my detective work on him. But no,
So,
yeah,
continuing
Anarchy,
this
she's
then.
putting some interesting comments here. Thank you, Anarchy. 3 children, they didn't check on a 96-year-old. That's what I mean. It is really suspect. I know you don't feel that is, Sean, but I really feel that's really, it's really poor efforts on their behalf.
Yeah, with hindsight, they probably regret that, but they probably thought that, even with his age, because his wife was, I think, in her 60s, they probably thought that if anything happened to him, she would alert them, I imagine.
Yeah. You got to ask,
Right.
when people die under suspicious circumstances, who benefits?
Yeah, always ask who benefits, who gets the royalties, the insurance, etc. So Betsy was found dead on the floor of the bathroom with an open bottle of prescription pills found partially scattered on a countertop nearby. Neither had any signs of wounds, and it still remains unclear how they died and who died first. An autopsy could take 6 weeks to be published, but they hope to get to the bottom of it through the autopsy. So he looks like he's fallen. The scattered pills near her.
Stage.
It looks like they've both gone down at the same time, doesn't it?
That is either a real coincidence, once in a lightning strike moment, which is possible. I've read some of those books, like 100 Weird Ways to Die. I'm not sadistic, but and in there, like, someone died from putting his head in a clothes horse. So he put his head in a clothes horse and it closed on him and it broke his neck. And you hear of all these really bizarre circumstances in which people have passed, and it sounds like it belongs in one of those books, if that was the case, or there is something much sinister going on.
But even if they both went down at the same time, how does a dog, just one of the dogs, ended up locked in the closet? It just adds to the weirdness.
The autopsy will give, obviously, if because what they need to find out, if said pills on the bathroom side are in Betsy's body.
So some people are asking if we can play the 911 call.
I don't know, can we?
Let me just see if I can find it here. Right, I think I found it. No, just a news report on it. Do you want to read the comments while I just have a quick search?
Yeah, go for it.
Audio released.
Dog in the closet to stop it eating the body. So somebody placed it. So Casabear's suggesting the dog was in the closet to stop it eating the bodies. Maybe that they knew the dog would, because animals are known to eat their owners if they pass. But I thought that was more cats than dogs that did that. Now, I've heard a thing that a cat would eat you if you died, and it was you were left alone in the house. Sorry, I've got such a dark sense of humour. I chuckled.
Oh, come on, Jen. We've had this conversation when we watched that movie about that plane crash where they had to eat each other to stay alive.
Oh my God.
And I've openly admitted I would eat you, and you asked me where would I start?
No. Right, you didn't openly admit. Let's get the story straight, Sean. Is that when I said, would you eat me? If we were in that situation, the plane went down and I died, Sean was still going, and they were 4 weeks in, and they thought, we've got to eat the meat because we've got no food, ran out of snack bars. Sean, without even a millisecond of a gap, was like, yeah. Like, you didn't even blink. You were like, yeah, 100% I'd eat you. I was like, I don't think I could.
Yeah, well, until you were in that situation where you felt you were about to run out of life, you'd taken your last breaths, like they were in that plane, and the partners were looking at each other, and they were saying, I give you permission to eat me, as they were dying.
No, but we talked about if I died in the plane crash. I hadn't even given you permission at this point, and you just went ahead and was like, yeah, I'll eat you. You didn't ask my
No,
permission. And
I
I
know,
said
but
no. I've said no.
you
Everyone's
just
heard it now. I said no, you can't. If we're in a plane crash and I die and you're in the middle of nowhere, you got to eat me. No.
yeah, but Jen, the question was, would I eat you? It wasn't, would I eat you if I gave you my permission?
No, but the answer is still no. If
Why is it no? Because you would live on in me then. You wouldn't just be in the
exactly.
ground.
Oh, well, you might become a nicer person. So actually,
Exactly. I would want me to live on in you. If I was expiring, I'd give you permission, say, go for it, Jen, eat me. Where would you start?
that's just creepy. Like, go for it, Jen. Eat me.
Where
No,
would you
no.
start? What part would you eat first?
I was just about to say I would say your brain, but there's nothing there.
How cruel is Jen? And you know what? When Jen came home today with her new hair,
Oh yeah, I
folks,
got my extensions back
do
in.
you know
Yeah.
what? Do you know what? I not only did I notice it, I said to her, Jen, why would I want to go to watch, a work of art
No,
in
why
the
would
in
I
the
want to go see the Mona Lisa when I've got a work of art at home? Is what you said. Because I said,
exactly. That was my way of acknowledging Jen's new her today, when she's previously said I completely ignore her, and now listen to her putting down, saying that I've got the brain the size of a peanut. See what I've got to deal with, folks?
so cute, so cute. I'm gonna put some of these. Oh, nice
All right,
comments.
guys.
Nice
Guys, if
negative
you were in a plane crash into a mountain and you had to eat the people who had been unalived already, you're not snuffing anyone. If you had to eat them to stay alive, as these poor young sports people did in the Andes, put a 1 in the chat if you would eat to stay alive. Put a 2 in the chat if you would just let yourself expire. You couldn't bring yourself to do that.
Oh my God, someone spotted what I spotted ages ago. Right. Become conscious now. Love seeing yourself in a person. Jen and Sean had the same face. Remember when I told you that we've got the same face? I was
Yes,
watching
shades of
this in
grey.
yeah, because you're attracted to people of the same sort of face because we've got quite big noses and like our eye shapes are quite similar, although yours are a bit slimmer than mine. Mine are a bit more wider and nicer. And yeah, you it's either you mold into your partner after a certain amount of time, you begin to start to look like each other, or you're attracted to someone who